Are you just starting off with projects? Do you have no clue about really how any of these tools work? I've got a series for you that's going to walk you through the basics of pretty much every tool, starting with the tape measure. We're going to go through real quick, real simple on how to read it, how to use it, and how to make it one of the most valuable tools in your toolbox. I'm Home DIY Dan. Let's see if you measure up. Okay, so every tape measure is broken into 15 parts. You've got the half-inch mark and then the full-inch marks. After that, it's broken down into quarters. 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch, and 3/4 of an inch. Next, it's broken down into eighths of an inch. 1/8, 3/8, 5/8, and 7/8. All the 2/8, 4/8, and 6/8 are represented by the 1/4 of an inch marks. The final mark's the 1/16 of an inch, and that falls in between the 1/8 of an inch mark. So it's 1/2 of an 1/8 of an inch. Now I'm going to show you how to mark on a board the measurement that you're trying to get. So let's pretend that we're trying to get 1.5 inches here. You'll make a check mark, essentially, at the measurement that you're trying to get, so that the point of that check mark is at the measurement. Then you're going to add your straight edge. I'm using a square here as a demonstration, and line it up with that mark. Then you're just going to make a straight line along the edge of that straight edge, and that's your measurement line. Now the reason we use a check mark is so that you can have the end be longer, and that signifies which side you're going to be cutting and which is the scrap. So the longer end is going to be the scrap piece. Now if you're using a bigger piece of wood, like a piece of plywood, you're going to make multiple check marks, and then you're going to put a straight edge in between them and mark a straight line through those check marks. Okay, so we're going to do a little quiz here. How long is the red line? If you guessed 1 5/8 inch, you were correct. And that's because the 1 is your leading inch, and then it's at the 5/8 mark. All right, we're going to do this one more time. How long do you think the blue line is? If you said 1 7/16 of an inch, you were correct. Okay, let's put this to use. So you got your 12 inch, aka 1 foot, your 16 inch, which is marked differently because that's where your studs are typically measured, 16 inches on center, and then your 24 inch, or 2 foot. So as you can see, this tape measure is marked with the 1/8 inch marks and the 1/4 inch marks. And then in between, you've got your 16th inch. So we're going to measure 16 and 13/16. So we're going to make that check mark at that 13/16 mark with the long end towards the part that'll be scrap. Now I've got my square, it's tight up against there, and I'm just going to mark that straight line. So now I've got my measurement, and I know that that end is going to be the scrap. And when you cut, you don't want to cut right down the middle of the line. You want to cut right on the edge that's the scrap edge, because otherwise it'll throw off the length of your board. Like I said, a tape measure is essential to pretty much every project, including the one I'm working on right over here for the next video. So if you want to learn how to do projects and you're tired of being intimidated by tools, hit that subscribe button and see all the great content we've got coming out next.